Okay, so this is a very quick explanation for the next section of this chapter, which we're going to be doing this week, and it is using graphs to solve other equations. And this one here takes a step up in the difficulty rating because before we were doing y equals x squared, but this time we're going to be using it to create y equals x. We're going to use the graph y equals x cubed to answer the questions instead. Now, fortunately, it's still the same type of thing. It will ask you to draw an accurate graph of something like y equals x cubed. Very accurate, I think you'll see. And this is one of the ones that we talked about before a few months ago, where you got your parabola, you got your cubic, and you've got your the 1 over the reciprocal graph. So you should be familiar with the y equals x cubed, and it's the same thing. By using y equals x cubed, solve, for example, and I'm just going to use their example here, solve x cubed plus 2x minus 4 equals 0. Okay, well, we don't know what this is, and although on your calculator we can work it out, if you just do that really quickly. If I go to menu and I go to equation, I'm going to go to polynomial degree 3. I've got 1x cubed, no x squared. Oops. 1x cubed, no x squared, 2x and negative 4. And so it gives me x, the answer, according to my calculator, x1 is 1.179, x2 and x3 are complex numbers, so we don't need to worry about that one. So the only answer that we're going to be looking for is this one right here. And that's one of the shortcomings of using a calculator. It can give you too much information when we don't necessarily want it. So that's going to be what x is going to be. X is going to be 1.79, so something's going to happen around here. Now, what does the graph of x cubed plus 2x minus 4 look like as well? So if I wanted, I could go into Desmos and I could graph it. I'm not going to do that now. I'll just do a quick sketch, cheap and cheerful sketch. It's going to look something like that, where that point there is going to be about 1.179. You can check that on Desmos for yourselves. So what are we going to do then instead? Well, we've got this graph of y equals x cubed. So we're going to do what we did before. I'm going to let I'm going to get x cubed on one side of the equation and everything else on the other side. So I'm going to take away 2x and I'm going to add 4 to both sides. Take away 2x and add 4 to both sides. And I get x cubed equals negative 2x plus 4. And so I've got the graph of y equals x cubed. And now I need the graph of y equals negative 2x plus 4, which looks something like, I don't know, maybe there. And it's going to go negative 2x plus 4. So that's 4 up there. And this is actually going to be 2. The graph is the gradient is negative, so it means it's going down as x increases, y decreases. And I can see that at that point there, that's where they meet, and that's where x and y are the same for that right there. Let's just do the next one as well. So for part B, this was part A. Part B, you've got x cubed minus 3x plus 1 equals 0. And so I'm going to get x cubed equals 3x minus 1, which is what we want, which is, I just moved everything to the other side. And I've got the graph of y equals x cubed. And now I need the graph of y equals 3x minus 1. And that's going to look something like this. Okay. So here I've got a solution. here I've got a solution, and down here I've got a solution. Now I'm just going to do this on my calculator again, just to make sure that I'm doing this right. X cubed, ooh, here we go, x cubed minus 3x plus 1, and I get negative 1.87, which is that point right there, negative 1.87. I get 1.5, which is that point there, 1.5 maybe, and I get 0.347. So those are my calculated answers, but I can see that roughly we're in the right ballpark with this solution. So hopefully that helps. Like I said, for all of the questions in this unit, it's exactly the same as earlier on. It's just a matter of using different graphs to solve a different equation. And you don't have to solve the original equation, you just have to solve a rearrangement of those. The limiting factor is, of course, that it's not accurate. So that's the only problem with doing this. But it's a good skill to have, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the unit. Ta-ta for now.